I'm Andy Olson, Echozoe Ministries. Thanks for coming back for another edition of Lessons in Logic. Now, I spoke at the end of the last one where we talked about the false dichotomy, false dilemma, that we'd be talking about middle ground, and so here we are with the middle ground fallacy. And we'll often see this one, as I mentioned in the previous one, false dilemma, false dichotomy deals with extremes, and either true or false. Going back to that test analogy, this one actually is a true or false, and someone is trying to argue that there's a third option, all of the above or somewhere in the middle. And we see often people will try to argue from moderation, and that's kind of how they'll soften it a lot of times. They'll say, well, they're trying to be moderate, they're trying to be, trying to please all sides kind of thing. And we'll see that and not all, and often in many cases, there really are only two options. The silly example I've got on the screen there would be a wife wants a baby, husband does not want a baby, not ready for a baby, whatnot. They go see the mediator, and the mediator proposes having half a baby. Well, how do you have half a baby? You either have a baby or you don't have a baby. So there you go. The option is one or the other. There really is no third option. We see this through general kind of the common culture as we discuss religion, and not just talking about Christianity, but religion in general. This ecumenical or eclectic idea that all religions have grains of truth and all paths lead to God. This is another kind of an argument towards moderation, middle ground fallacy. Christianity is either true or it's not. It's either, there's no third option. It's not kind of true. If Christianity isn't true from beginning to end, it's not true at all. Things are, a compound is either poison or it's not. It's a little bit of arsenic isn't okay. You don't want a little bit of feces in your milk. So you see, just kind of maybe a more crude example, but again, this is the opposite. You can see is going back to the test. I think that's an easy way to see how these work. Looking at tests, false dichotomy would be a multiple choice. This is a true-false test. It's really situational. But thanks for joining me, and it's really that simple. Again, if you check the link on the screen, you can see the full seminar that we did a few years ago on logic, both this informal logic that I'm talking about, as well as formal side with Pastor Eric Dalma, a friend of mine. And also, if you wouldn't mind checking out on you're more than likely watching this on either YouTube or an embedded video coming from YouTube. There is a playlist available, so if you want to go check out all of the videos, autoplay back to back, you can do that through the playlist, and each new episode is added to that playlist as it's posted. So thanks again, and we'll be back soon for another episode, another edition of Lessons in Logic.